She was only 14 when she won our hearts in the '76 Olympics, Nadia Comaneci. But after winning the gold medal, she spent more than a decade under the communist oppression of Romania. Now, with Eastern Europe opening up, Nadia's a free woman.
I wanted to have a free life.
She escaped to freedom with the help of her boyfriend. An exclusive interview with Nadia. You've heard the horror stories about medical malpractice.
Riley, today we begin with Nadia Comaneci. Despite being overwhelmed with TV offers, Nadia agreed to talk exclusively with Inside Edition, and she has quite a story to tell. Nadia's escape from communist Romania is being overshadowed by her affair with a married man, a man who has 4 children. The communist world is shocked because Nadia defected. The capitalist world is shocked because of the scandal over her affair. And Nadia herself is shocked, period. Please listen closely, because Nadia spoke to Inside Edition's John Scott in heavily accented English.
Look at that. Confidence. And a double twist.
Oh, perfect. Perfection.
It was 1976, the Montreal Olympics, when a tense and tiny little girl vaulted onto the bars and into the hearts of the world.
And her dismount, front with a half twist and a perfect landing.
Is that a 10?
She was only 14 then, this little sprite in white. She was shy and fresh-faced, yet tough enough to take the pounding of gymnastics. Playful enough to join her teammates in a pillow fight, yet competitive enough to take on the world and win. This 14-year-old Romanian girl achieved the unthinkable that year, the first gymnastics score of 10 ever given at the Olympics. Time and time again in her routines, Nadia Comaneci was perfect.
Everybody's yelling, they want
The 10. The third 10-4.
She would compete again in 1980 and win again, collecting 21 Olympic medals in all. But it was that first appearance in Montreal that we will always remember. The little champion in pigtails, the girl smiling gleefully, receiving the accolades of the entire world.
Look at the crowd is standing ovation.
The applause slowly faded after 1980, and Nadia, to our view, virtually disappeared behind the Iron Curtain, back in Romania, the last of the hardline communist states, where guards still prowl the borders and foreign travel is still tightly restricted. And then 2 weeks ago, in a surprise nearly as big as her Olympic victory, Nadia Comaneci defected. The darling of Romania turned her back on her homeland and came to America. In an exclusive interview with Inside Edition, she told us why.
I wanted to be free. That was my idea.
She had thought about leaving many times before, she says, but didn't know how to pull it off until she met this man. Constantine Panaid escaped Romania 8 years ago and became a U.S. citizen. He first met Nadia 2 years ago at a party when he'd gone back there to visit his mother. This year he went again, specifically, he says, to help Comaneci defect.
So Nadia, when he came to you and said, I can help you escape, did you have to think about it?
I said yes.
Right away?
Yes.
You were ready to go?
Yes. I told to my family that I go to visit somebody in Timișoara and with Constantine's car.
Constantine took Nadia and 6 others to a spot near the Hungarian border, then left them with a map and instructions to walk. As a U.S. citizen, he was able to drive across the border, and at the prearranged place, he waited.
He didn't tell me that I must work 6 hours. He told me, I must go an hour, it's not a problem. All the time I asked the others, we have more.
I didn't tell her she gotta walk 6 hours. Because if I tell you gotta walk 6 hours, oh my God, 6 hours might be cut, you know.
In fact, Nadia was caught just after crossing over.
I looked all the time for Constantine, but I said, I lost him.
You thought it was over?
Yes.
The Hungarian police found you and took you to the police station. Did they recognize you? Did they know who you were? And what did they say?
Why I leave?
And you answered?
Because I want to be free.
At first, it seemed as perfect as one of Nadia's performances, an escape executed as well as any balance beam routine. an Olympic hero and a heroic man, reject communism and flee to freedom. The media mobbed them at news conferences in New York and Hollywood, Florida, where Comaneci was given a key to the city. But the image of this golden couple suddenly tarnished with the revelation that Constantine Panait is married, that he left his wife and 4 children to be with Comaneci. Her reaction to his situation did not win high marks.
So what?
So what?
He helped me to come here.
We might get married, maybe we can stay friends, or, you know.
Nadia, how do you feel about that? Maybe get married, maybe stay friends?
I didn't think about it. We didn't discuss about it. But all the newspapers said that we are married. I don't know why. We are friends. We didn't discuss about married or something.
But he says you might.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe.
On a quiet South Florida street, in an unassuming White House, Maria Panait learned from the television news that her husband, a self-employed roofer, was suddenly linking himself to the most famous gymnast in the world. Their oldest child is 6, the youngest only 2. Maria is in seclusion with them, waiting to hear something, anything, from Constantine.
Do you have anything I should tell him?
No, I don't. Except for him to come home.
Constantine clearly relishes the role he is playing in Nadia's life. He is the one who brings up the talk of marriage. It's easy to wish that she were not involved in all of this, to remember her as the innocent little pigtailed girl who, for a few brief moments, gave us perfection. But the pigtails are gone. The hair is frosted now. The eyes are heavy with makeup. Nadia Comaneci smokes cigarettes, a lot of them these days. She says she's out of gymnastics for good now, and apparently she is unashamed of her involvement with Panait.
He told me 2 years ago about this.
Yeah, so you knew he was married?
Yes. He's not the first and not the last.
But doesn't it make you feel a little guilty, what he has done for you?
He decided. I didn't tell him nothing.
Do you feel guilty?
Well, I think you have enough answer, but, you know, it's about time to move from the other question. I'm not gonna, you know, you asked me so many times, so.
Well, I talked to your wife this morning, and I asked if she had a message for you. She said, tell him to come home.
All right, thank you. I get the message.
Will you go home?
No, I'm not gonna go home.
Do you feel sorry for her?
Yes.
For the children?
I don't know what to say.
Nadia could have starred in any number of commercials, endorsing products like perfume or athletic shoes. But some Madison Avenue insiders say such work requires a squeaky clean image, and Nadia's, they say, has been muddied. It is a confusing time for her, practically alone in a new country. Her friends and family are far away. Even her Olympic medals are back in Romania. She must start a new life from nothing. The one thing she does have is an amazing story of a girl who owned the world at age 14 and at 28 gave up her country. She wants someone to make a movie of her story, and she says it will have a happy ending.
Gorgeous routine, beautiful, and the crowd loved it.
Well, as you can see, the papers have been blasting Nadia, and sources tell Inside Edition she has lost at least $5 million in endorsements. And when we come back, Different Stroke star Todd Bridges talks about his murder trial, and Ralph Nader with the shocking medical malpractice situation.
You're not allowed in an operating room. You wouldn't know what a good one was from a bad one.
I always tell her, just forgive me because I did